Hello everyone. You can see that I got dressed up for the occasion only because I've got a lot of competition here. It's beautiful, isn't it? But you know, I don't know about the hair, like whether it's up to standard or not, but it's damn good try.
No,
Thank you.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, no. I wish I could just put it straight on my head.
I know. Makes it so much easier. You just wake up and plonk it on.
Yeah. Do you do this every day though?
No.
That was one thing I wanted. What do you actually do? Like, how long does it take you to get ready?
I like to allow an hour for my makeup. Doesn't take me that long, but I like to allow that long.
Only an hour.
Well, see, I'm doing it so often, I've got it down to a point and a half now.
I've been doing it for 59 years and it still takes me an hour and a half. How does that work? I'm very worried about that. So this is my dear friend Wayne Rogers, and we're sitting in his beautiful home. I own her on Robert, and this is where we come and have our beautiful high teas. Nice little sample as we're sitting here. But also we have entertainment. So I'm going to get Wayne to sing a little song. So we're kind of like opening the show with a little bit of entertainment and getting a little bit of a feel for it. Get ready for it.
Get ready for it. You can join in whenever you like. When all the world is a hopeless jumble and the raindrops tumble all around, heaven opens a magic lane. When all the clouds darken up the skyway, there's a rainbow highway to be found, leading from your window pane to a place behind the sun, just a step beyond the rain. This is the bit you'll know. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh why can't I? Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh why can't I?
Woo!
Isn't that a beautiful song?
Oh, absolutely awesome. That was beautiful. So now you can see you've heard now, what it's like to come to here and have the high tea, and then you're entertained after the high tea here on Iona and Robert. So they can find you on Facebook, can't they?
They sure can.
And you can have a little look around and see the dates that suit you, and off you come over this most amazing, amazing place and enjoy an afternoon. So now that I'm all hyped up, and I just kind of now I have to go right back to the beginning.
Oh my goodness.
Now let's go before makeup.
Sure.
Before the want to do it. So just tell me a little bit about you as a young man.
Okay, I grew up in a little place called Tintonhull, which is out of Tamworth, and my family were all ballroom dancers, so I was introduced to ballroom dancing at an early age. I think I started competition at the age of 7, and so I was always a child that was different, and I back then I was very shy, and I think that comes from being a different child. You sort of hide lots of things, and I didn't know that I was gay, but I knew I was different. And I loved the ballroom dancing, but I never spoke about it at school at all. No one even knew that I did that because I was bullied. Just for being different.
So you were bullied at school? Or?
Yes, all the time. Every day in high school. Shocking. I remember I used to get punched and yelled at every day and called poofter, and I didn't even know what poofter was. I look back on that and go, how naive are you? You're in high school and you don't even know what a poofter is. But I'm 60, so that's a long time ago, and so things weren't talked about back then.
So much different then.
I never liked school. I used to hate going to school, and I had an aunt that used to say to me, school's the best days of your life. You're not going to love it when you leave school. And I used to think, I haven't got anything to look forward to. But she was wrong. Once you leave school, things open up to you that are sort of amazing.
If you're not that sort of a child, because I left school at a very young age too. And I think if you've got, if you're artistic and, and you want to explore other areas, I'm not saying don't go to school, that's not what I'm saying.
No.
I'm just saying for the people like us that work for us, because like you say, you're artistic, you're different, you're unique. You need to explore other arenas that most people aren't looking at or even thinking about.
Yes.
So yours was ballroom dancing because your family and you loved doing it, and that was your life?
That was my whole life. The only thing in my life that I really look forward to.
So when did you know that you were actually gay? When did that kind of dawn on you that that's what's happening? Or did you just think that, how old were you? How did it happen?
I reckon I was an adult.
Yeah.
I even went, because I grew up in a country town, I went through that. I got married, trying to fit in, because growing up in a country town, I was married for, I was engaged for 2 years and then married for 4 or 5 or something. So, and it was just purely trying to fit into normality as we know it. And after that time, I think I knew I was gay before that though, but I kept pushing that behind, thought that's not what I want in my life, or it's not accepted, so I can't go there. But I when I look back on it now, I think it would have been sort of late teens that I knew there was something different.
Did you have someone that was close to you that you could talk to about this?
No, not
no
really.
one?
No.
So your own thoughts, keeping it into yourself?
Yeah.
And not discussing it with anyone?
No. And I think a lot of that was because of the bullying at school. You suppress it even more because you know that's going to get even worse if that happens.
So what about your family? Did anyone pick up on it with your family? Or?
No, not really. Never said anything.
Well, I guess, and being married, you look as if you're doing the right thing.
Yes.
And that you're following that path, and we don't have to worry about him because he's married now.
Yes.
Wow. What
yeah,
are they saying now?
I know.
They said the same to me, but that didn't last long either. Wow. So So how did you, like, I'm just intrigued by the fact of how did you actually end your marriage? Was it because you had that desire that you couldn't kind of understand what it was, and you felt that it wasn't right for you, like you were living a lie, or did you feel that way or anything?
No, it's funny how the universe works. It wasn't me that actually ended the relationship. My wife, which I look back on now and I understand, because she wasn't getting from me what she needed, she was going elsewhere. And so she met with somebody that she was going to run away with. But when it came to the crunch, he was married and he was just leading her on. And so the day came and went that she was supposed to go, and she didn't go. And I said to her, you know, what's going on? And she said, oh, he was just leading me on. He was married, blah, 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 blah. And so she said, maybe we could stay together and try and make this work. And I said to her, that's useless. We both know that's not going to work. You deserve more than what I can give you in your life, and vice versa. So we separated. It was a very hard time because I was still living in this country town. You can imagine what the gossip was like.
Oh, you would have been on everyone's lips.
Yeah.
Like, they would have been
Yeah.
talking about you.
I know.
Were you hairdressing then?
Yes.
Oh, wow. And everyone tells everything to their hairdresser.
Yes, I know.
Oh, how did you retain yourself? Like,
I don't know. It's funny. I'm one of those people that work motivates me. So I just threw myself into work, and I remember I walked away from the marital home. I let her have that, and so I had to get a flat. I had no money. I remember I was that poor, I used to eat jam sandwiches for lunch because I couldn't afford anything else by the time I paid my rent. And
nothing wrong with jam sandwiches, by the way.
No,
right? But like, we
I
love
lived
jam
on them.
sandwiches.
Yeah.
Did the trick for
I
us.
remember, and it's funny how things happen in your life that set you up later in life. I look back on that now and I go, I will never, ever let that happen to myself, that I don't have enough money, that I can't eat properly. I'm not a person that's motivated by money. I know we all need money to live, and that's fine. I don't have aspirations of being this rich person. As long as I have enough money to do the basic things and a little bit left over that I can have some luxuries, I'm happy.
So you're in this situation, like you're saying, jam sandwiches, keeping you alive, basically. And you say that work motivated you. But what was the strategy that you had in your life that kind of worked for you then to not give up? Was there one thing that kept you going?
I used to keep saying to myself, I should be really happy with my, I have a job, I have somewhere to live, I am eating. There are people out there that don't have that, and I should be grateful for that. Even though I was at a really bottom in my life, I was talking to a numerologist, and she did my numbers, and she said to me, you are in the lowest part your life will ever be in, but no one knows because you don't tell them. And that was me. I kept everything in. I had this wall that I put up to protect myself, and that's how I lived. And so I kept telling myself, there are people out there that don't have what I have. I should be grateful.
So would you say that to someone like watching tonight? Let's just say there's a similar situation out there for someone that they're experiencing something very similar to what you went through. Is that what you would say to them now? Would you say to them, well, it's because I would say, I know you've hit rock bottom and life can be really, really tough.
Yes.
And you think that that's the end and you want to end it all because it just gets too damn hard.
Yes.
And maybe even take a step back and look at the positive in your life. You must have one positive that you can look at right now and find that positive. It might be a best friend. It might be the next door neighbour that you really respect. There would be one little thing, and I want you just to hone on that one little bit of positive in life and try and make it grow for you. So if it's one friend you've got now, try and make it for two. But whatever you do, don't give up. We've all been through similar situations and jam sandwiches.
Oh,
And
no.
I'm never going to forget that.
No.
I'll just be saying that'll be our catch cry when I see
Yeah.
you next time. Jam
Jam
sandwiches.
sandwiches.
Yeah.
And you know, I went through a stage where I contemplated suicide. And my brain said to me, there is so much more out there that you haven't experienced yet. And that was my motivation.
So did you have like an inner fight with yourself about that?
Yeah,
Wow,
Yeah.
that's really low getting
Oh,
to that stage.
it was. I look back on it now and go, you know, that was a low part hat. But,
Were you on your own then?
yes.
So I guess, you know, being on your own and having all that going on in your life, it is very
Not telling
easy.
anyone. How ridiculous. If you've got someone you can share your problems with, it's so much easier to cope with. But I was that person that had this wall that I put up.
And that's
Just
what I
spoke about
advocate each and every week, is no matter what, go and tell someone. Find someone that you trust enough to tell them, because it's amazing the load
Yep.
is lightened once you do that, and how good you feel inside. You've still got the problem to work with, but at least you've shared it. And that's, you know, a really big thing in life. If you can find that special person that you can share it with, or ring, there's a lot of organisations like Ring Lifeline, you know, and share it with a total stranger. But as long as you get it off your chest, you know, that's a very important thing. And it must have been hard for you, like you say, living in the country town like you were. So when did you move out of like Tamworth?
Oh, it wasn't for many, many years after that. Funny things happen in your life. I became friends with a ballet dance teacher, and she asked me to go into a musical in the dance chorus, because that was all I did. And so when I got there, I thought, I want to do more than this. I want to see if I can sing. So off I go to the singing teacher and go, you know, I want to know if I can sing. I'd never done that before in my life. And so we did scales and stuff, and he goes, what do you actually want to do with your voice? And I said, well, I just want to be in musicals and be able to sing and not just be a dancer in the chorus. And he goes, yeah, your voice is quite worth that. And so for 6 months, all I did was scales. I thought, oh, this is not for me.
No wonder
So
people give up.
I know. So I made my mind up. I was going in to tell him that I was going to give up. It wasn't for me. And so when I went in, he said to me, I've got something to tell you today. And I said, oh yes. He said, I'm actually leaving. There's another teacher coming to take over my job. And I went, oh, okay. And he said, but I need to tell you something before the new teacher comes along. And I said, oh yeah. He said, I can actually see your reflection in the piano. I used to be standing behind him going, can he be picking on me? So I felt my face go bright red, going on. So
you'll never do that again?
No. And so when the new teacher came along, she was the complete opposite. She had me singing songs. She said to me, I can't see the sense in doing scales just for the sake of it. So I sang songs, and if we got into trouble, then I'd go back to the scales and blah, 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 blah. But she did say to me, because of my dance training, I was very easy to teach because I was already disciplined to go away and practice. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't a singer before, so I didn't have any bad habits. So it just all developed from there. And so when I became, I think I didn't start singing till I was maybe 21.
Wow.
Yeah. And so then I sort of went through that stage where I was getting the leads in musicals, and I thought I need to move to further my career. And so I came to Newcastle thinking I'd go to Sydney or Melbourne. And when I got to Newcastle, I fell in love with it, and I've stayed. And I'm not leaving.
And how long ago was that?
It'd have to be nearly 30 years, I reckon.
Oh, wow. So you came here in order to go to Sydney or Melbourne, and this is where you stayed?
Yes.
So did you join like a local theatre here? Or
I auditioned for King's Theatre Restaurant at New Lambton, and I got in there, so I was there for 6 years.
Oh,
and
wow.
I went from just being in the chorus, I was choreographing, I was directing their shows, then I became the artistic director. And so, you know, it's like things happen in your life, it's amazing.
Because you were doing something that you love.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yes.
And I think too, when you go with the flow with that and let things happen, it just all naturally falls into place, doesn't it? Instead of worrying what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
You know, and no more jam sandwiches.
No, I
And-
made a promise to myself.
Yeah.
No more of those.
Yeah. So if someone offered you a jam sandwich, what would you say to them?
Thank you.
Under the table.
Well, it depends if the bread's fresh. I'd eat it.
We might make that a challenge on the 100th show that we get you to eat a jam sandwich.
Jam sandwich.
Is there a song called jam sandwich?
No,
We might have to make one up.
Yeah.
So, and I've already spoken to Wayne in relation to the 100th show it will come up on the screen later on. So it is the 4th of December, which is a Wednesday evening, and the show will be at 7 o'clock at the Croatian Club at Wickham here in Newcastle. So if you want to come along, you just need to let me know numbers. So just inbox me, and I've just been talking to Wayne about doing a little number or two on the night. So there'll be a little bit of entertainment and a lot of, and the thing is that everyone will be interviewing me. So if you're in the audience, you're entitled to ask a question. So all the questions will be coming from the audience, and my son and son-in-law will be interviewing me on that night. So I believe there's no subject barred. So I'm a bit worried about that one. But I figure, I sit here with you and I have the utmost respect for people that I interview, because I've lived a very courageous life, as I say, and I think we're all warriors because
Yes.
we've gone through what we've gone through and come out at the other side. And I think out of respect, you open yourself up to me and you're raw and you're honest, well, that's the least I could do with my viewers, I feel.
Sure.
So that's my idea of the 100th show. So we'll see you there, and let's see about jam sandwiches. But we'll get back to where we were, and it wasn't jam sandwiches. That was with.
I've just moved to Newcastle.
You've just moved to Newcastle, and did you met someone that you had a long-term relationship with?
Yes, that was just before I was leaving Tamworth, and so I kept saying to him, "I'm not staying in Tamworth. I'm not having a relationship." Blah 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 blah. But you know what it's like. It happens, and so
when you say no, it usually yes.
Yes. So we were in a relationship for 21 years, and then he talked me into going on Australia's Got Talent, and I kept going, "No, I don't want to do that." Yes, you are. I remember on the morning that the auditions were on, he set the alarm for 5:30. Get up and get your makeup on. We're going to the audition. I'm going, "I don't want to do this." And he's going, "Come on." So off I went, and of course I got in and made it to the finals. But life was like, you just don't understand what it's like. It's like you're blown into this big star. I couldn't go anywhere, people wanting autographs, photographs. I remember I'd go to the airport, you'd get swamped with people wanting photographs and autographs. And I even went to Hawaii for a holiday, and people pulled me up in the main street of Hawaii going, "You're that guy off the TV, can I have your photo?"
Oh, wow.
So it's like unbelievable. They don't prepare you for that. You're just thrown into this.
But I mean, you having the stage presence and all that you've always had, at least you were fortunate enough to have that, so you could possibly get through that. But for someone that has never ever experienced that before,
it must be horrific.
Yes,
because it's unbelievable. You just belong to everybody else. You spend all your time talking to people, which is nice. I like that. I'm a hairdresser, so I'm used to talking to people. But there are times in your life when you want to go, I just want to turn off.
Or have the privacy.
Yeah.
And that just doesn't happen.
No. And so the guy that I was in a relationship, he became very jealous of that fame that I had, and I couldn't understand that because he was the one that pushed me. And I remember saying to him the night before I was going to be on the TV, "Are you ready for this? Tomorrow our lives are going to change." And he goes, yeah. And the first time I noticed it was someone said to him, "How are you coping with Wayne's fame?" And he said, "Oh, I'm just the handbag." And I went,
"Oh,
I didn't even realise that." I guess I was so wrapped up in what was going on.
Well, when would you ever get time to think about a situation like that? Because when you're in and you're being a finalist, when you're a finalist, it's just full on every day. It's no longer your own life.
No.
So,
and they'd ring you up today and go, "You're going to Melbourne tomorrow," and you just have to go because you signed a contract to say you will do that. And so our lives sort of drifted apart. He decided he wanted other things in his life, and I look back on it now and I go, yeah, that's fine, but my life just fell apart. I couldn't believe it. Like, I look back on it now, and for 8 months, my life was, I went to work and I came home, got into bed, got out of bed, went to work, came home, that's how I lived. I lost so much weight. People kept saying to me, what's wrong with you? Why are you so skinny? And I go, oh no, I'm all right.
And I hate to say this because it's old cliche, but look at you now, like so skinny. Like
I was
as
even
sit
skinnier
here,
than this, let me tell you. I was like,
oh no!
I remember my singing teacher said to me, you need to have a good steak.
Oh no! Oh,
and
dear.
so, me being me, my inner voice said to me, you have to do something to fix this. So I thought, I'm going to ring a counsellor and see. I wasn't the person that believed in counsellors, but I was at that stage where I had to have something to fix my life.
Well, especially if you're that person that keeps everything inside and doesn't share it. Yeah.
So I went off, and luckily my first counsellor was a really good counsellor, and we had many tears, and I'd go in and he'd ask me something and I'd go, yeah, I don't want to talk about that today, and he goes, yeah, I think we'll just sit on that, and then I'd be in buckets of tears, uncontrollable crying, and I'd go to him, see what you've done, and he'd just go, yep. And so he was the person that said to me, you have this wall, you're not letting me in, and you're not letting anyone else in. And so we've spent lots of time breaking this wall down, and I look back on that and go, I should have done this a long time ago. There's things in your past life that you don't even know that's there that shape how you are, and you have to deal with those things so that you can move on. And I'm so grateful that, he used to say to me, I want you to go to the beach and sit there and just think about things, watch the water, it's very relaxing. You have to have time for yourself. You have to take time out.
And you were like the opposite, because you just drown yourself in your work, and while you're moving you don't have to think about it.
Yep.
So suddenly now you've just got to be still, quiet, unwind, think about stuff, release it, get it ready to release it to him when you get to your next appointment. That would have been just so strange for you.
Oh, it was. I used to sit in the car before I'd go in going, oh God, here we go again. But I'd come out a blubbering mess, but all these things were lifted off your shoulders, it's like, and I had to start letting people, people go, oh, how are you today? And I'd just go, good. And then I went through a stage, it's funny, people go, oh, how are you today? And I'd go, oh, well, and tears, and they don't know how to deal with that. They'd look at you going, and I said to him, people ask me how I am, but they don't really want to know. And he said, you have to remember, that's their problem. They asked you how you are, so you need to tell them. And if they don't know how to deal with that, they have to deal with that. That's not on you. Don't take that as I shouldn't have said that.
They shouldn't have asked.
No.
If they didn't want to know.
No.
A lot of people just say that automatically, because
they do.
That's just what we're trained to do, like little toy soldiers, you know. How are you today? Never expected it.
I know.
Go,
Everybody's
oh, hang on a minute, he's crying or upset.
Yeah.
Wow. It's like, oh, what do I do now? No one told me part two.
Yes.
That's what I have to do to be polite.
Yep.
And it is amazing the response that you get when you do open up to those people.
Oh, I know. I had people coming up to me and going, you're a different person. You've let us in. For years we've known you, but we've never felt we knew you. You always had this wall up, and I didn't realise that. It's funny, isn't it?
It is very funny. And now you've met someone.
I have.
You've got an amazing partner in your life.
And when he first turned up, I said to him, no, I'm never doing this again. And because he was persistent, and we did go our own ways for a little while, and then we came back together. And I'm a great believer the universe sends us things in our life so that we, and so we've been together 5 years now, and it's amazing. We have our good times and bad times, as everybody does.
It's a relationship, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. If you're not having good and bad times, how can you appreciate the good ones? So yeah, it's amazing, and he's very supportive. he'll come along and do sound and lights and
I've been
sit
there.
around for hours and
Yeah, I've
you
been
know,
there.
see
when
the
he's-
same show over and over and over. And it's, you must be
and
so
still acts
bored.
and puts a smile on the face
Yeah.
and like, here, I'm still
Yeah.
here and it's still great.
Yeah, and
You know?
everybody talks to him, you know, James, how are you today? And da 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 da, and it's nice. It's nice. And he's grown from that too. He was a shy person when I first met him, and you know, he's able to talk to people now, and it's good.
And he helps with the high teas and
Yes,
he's
he
lovely
does.
to have around.
Yes,
And
yes.
he's your
he's
kind
good.
of like, can I ring you? Well, just ring James and he'll get
Yeah.
back to me.
Yeah,
Like, I
that's
love
right.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
Where you just take the back steps.
Yeah,
Like,
I
well,
always
James
say,
will get in contact
I'm the
with you.
show pony.
Well, that's
Why
fair
not?
anyway. You've earned that right.
Yep.
And the other thing I wanted to talk to you about too, because I know like we're getting, you know, over time, but that doesn't matter, is you make all your own costumes.
I do.
I feel like I should be sitting here with a tiara on actually. Like I'm
I
feeling
wish
a
you'd
bit,
have said I've got a tiara. I could have given it to you.
oh look, I just feel like that. How far away is it?
I'd have to find it.
I'll just stand in front of the chandelier every month.
Yeah, put these on your head. I was lucky. My dad's mum was a seamstress, and so as a child I sat talking to her, not even realising that it was going in.
Wow.
And so I can do it. I've never had a lesson, but I can do it,
So
which is amazing.
all your
this is one of
outfits-
my creations. I was going to James before you arrived. Do you like stripes or spots? Stripes or spots? And he's just looking at me like I'm a loony.
well, I can say the same up here. I've got the similar sleeve. And I'll just go, hang on, I'm bringing it out here. Yes, get ready. I've
Yeah,
tucked
get
it up
ready.
there because
Da,
I've got
da, 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 da.
see the same. So I've got, you know,
Oh.
the black or the leopard. So there we go. Leopard? No, on the bracelet.
On your
The
bracelet.
Black, leopard, black.
We,
Yeah,
We
right?
could start a fashion.
So
yeah, like
there you
that.
go. Just as good, yeah.
And people always say to me, how on earth do you get this in your life? If you'd asked, I've been doing this for 20 years now, and if you'd said to me 20 years ago, you're going to be standing in a dress singing, I'd have laughed at you and go, no, wow, that is not me at all.
I know.
I know. And it's like, I auditioned for a show called La Cage aux Folles, which is the birdcage,
Yes.
but the musical version. And so I got the lead, the dress like this. And then I kept getting all these phone calls saying, you know, can you do our birthday party or our luncheon and da 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 da. And I'm going, hang on a minute. This is not what I want in my life. It's like, really? And so I sat down and thought, well, you know what? It's entertainment whether I'm dressed like this or I'm not dressed like this. I'll just go with the flow and see what happens.
So how did you learn how to do the makeup?
It's a lot of trial and error, and there's so much on YouTube these days that you can watch.
So when you did the musical,
La Cage,
yeah,
yes.
and you had to do the makeup then.
I had to learn real quick.
Like I could
But
just
it
see
was-
you there
yeah.
with the eyelash falling and it's like that little blinky.
Eyelashes I learnt first up,
Yeah.
you put the glue on and leave them sit there for a little while before you put it on your eye. If you put it straight on, it just falls straight off. So you need to let
There's
the
a
glue get
handy
tacky.
here, girls and guys.
Yeah.
There is a very handy.
Leave it sit
yeah.
for a little while.
So it gets tacky.
Yes,
And
and
then
in the
sits
show, when you first get dressed, you sing a song called A Little More Mascara, and you're actually putting it on while you get it singing. The eyelashes have to be glued before the show opens. So I used to glue them and sit them there, and I used to think, please don't let the glue dry too fast, because the song's not for a little while into the show, but it always stuck on. So
See, now the magnetic ones would be great for that, wouldn't they?
yeah, I know. I look at those and they sit there and they just go, chomp.
I know, I've got them on.
Have you?
Yeah, can you see? Just a
Wow.
little bit. I've got little ones.
Yeah.
I'm not going to show you.
I
guys.
wouldn't have even known. So they're not hard to put on?
They're just like, they are so easy. Like, I mean, pick one bit up. I've got it down to fine art now. So do you want to know my hot tip?
Yes.
This is via my daughter-in-law Dee, who I think in the end got sick of me sitting there and poking myself with my fingernail or getting the eyelashes stuck to my contact lens inside that I ripped them and I couldn't wear my contact lenses because I had no idea what I was doing and I can't see.
Yeah.
So I've worked it out now. As you put the little bit in, so you push it, hold it, and then you screw your face up like that and hold that eye like that. So then you've got to find the other little piece, right? And you get it up, you get that little piece, and you look in the mirror, and you like this, and you get a little piece on top like that, and you quickly got to grab it like that,
Yep.
and then I just push it a bit until
Okay.
I hear click with the magnet, and then I open the eye up
Wow.
like that and look, and I go,
How amazing is that?
it's
Technology is
fantastic.
amazing, isn't it?
But you know, the thing is, like I was running late the other morning for work. I know, and you're laughing already. Because as you get older, you get this added skin in parts that you don't
I know.
want.
Like, really? When did that happen?
Yeah, well, I've got the added skin on the lid, and I'm trying to do the magnetic eyelashes, and I've actually got a layer of skin
Oh no.
between the, so I'm like this, trying to drive the car with the skin hooked between the magnets. So where are those, what are those eyelashes, Dee? They're eyelashes, the magnetic ones. So I'm going to give you a hot tip now, because I'm telling you, if I can do it, anyone can do it. Like anyone. Because I can't see anyway at the best of times. So lashes on fleek. Oh, lashes on eBay. $4.20.
How cheap is that?
Hey.
Do they come in different lengths or?
Yeah,
Really?
different lengths, different.
For 3 pairs?
Oh no, $4.20. Fancy me
That'll break
giving
the
you a hot
budget.
tip. Maybe I'll start giving out eyelashes to all my participants, my guests. You have a set of magnetic eyelashes.
Do they come with lessons?
Well, I won't be the one giving the lessons, but you know, they come with these really funny looking tweezers. Well, that was something that should have been filmed and put on YouTube for me, because I'm thinking, what do I do with these things? Oh, okay, it says that they're magnetic, so they magnetise onto each end of that. Now what do? So how do I get the eyelashes on there? So I'm like this. I don't know how many times I poke myself in the eye. So now I actually use that to clean out my my makeup and stuff like that. You know, I don't use those
You
twists.
need to start selling them in your shop.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah, you do.
Good tip there.
Yeah.
So if you want them, come into Lotus, but now I've done only $4.20 for 3 pairs, so I can't charge.
There'll be a markup. She's got rent to pay.
That's right.
But
and wages
convenient.
and insurance.
Convenience. You don't have to order it on eBay
That's
and wait. You
right.
can get them straight away.
And you can come in and I'll show you how to do it.
Yeah, don't
it might
go in
take a little
tomorrow.
while.
Don't go in tomorrow because they're not there yet. She hasn't ordered them.
Oh, hysterical. It's too much. It's too much. Oh, look. So, it's been fun. Lots of
It
fun.
has been fun.
And I really look forward to the jam sandwich little song or something that you're going to sing on the 100th show.
I should get one written.
Somewhere over the rainbow where I find my jam sandwich. You know, something like that.
Blackberry jam.
Oh, it's blackberry jam. Oh, yum.
Yeah.
I love blackberry jam.
And I used to buy the loaf and cut it myself because I like doorsteps.
Oh, nice.
Which sort of blew the budget a bit.
But that's probably why you lost all the weight when you stopped eating that, because of the bread.
Probably.
Yeah. Get the bread into you, I say. But not me. I've given up bread and I still can't lose weight. What do I do next? Oh, well. Learn to love myself is what I've got to do. And be happy with who you are and embrace the person that you are, because it is so important to love yourself. You know, like, how can you expect others to love you if you don't love yourself? So, you know, you've got to learn to love yourself first. As I say, you know, each and every week I ask my guests to give a message of hope to someone out there that's watching the show tonight, and maybe they've been through similar circumstances as you, Wayne, and they've lived similar circumstances, or they know someone that has. You know, what would be a message of hope that you would give someone out there on my little show? What would be that message that you would give someone that's going through a similar situation as you have done over the years?
I think my message would be, you do need to talk to somebody and offload. Well, it's not even offloading, it's just sharing. They always say a problem shared is a problem solved. But I think you do need to do that. But also, you need to allow yourself to grieve or to cry. It's okay to cry. You know, I used to think, oh, you can't, I'm a man, you don't cry, but it's okay to cry. And so if people have a problem with that, that's their problem. It's not your problem. You're allowed to cry, you're allowed to feel emotion, and but you do need to talk to somebody.
Yeah, it's a
I
healthy
spent
thing.
so many years like trying to cope with everything myself, and you can't. You just can't.
So, that's our little message of hope tonight. And mine is like it's the same every week. No matter what in life, don't give up.
No.
Know that you're worthy. Know that you're meant to be here. You wouldn't be on this earth with us if you weren't meant to be here. So, learn to embrace you, love you, get help, talk to someone. But no matter what in life, do not give up. That's the one thing that, I want to express, and I do every week in some way. So I'd also like to thank the amazing people that each and every week have, we're getting views of 3,500 now for our shows, some of them. So, share the heck out of these shows so that I can continue the work that I am doing, because I believe it's very valuable. So Michael Cross, thank you so much. Annette Ray, Steph Patterson. Steph's back on next week if anyone's interested in her show, in her last show of the series. Sharon Sharp, Shireen Smith, thank you Shireen. Marguerite Moffat, Natalie Hewitt, Braden Reese, Braden was on a few years ago, Jodie MacArthur, thank you so much Jodie. Amber Jane Sterling, thank you Amber Jane, and happy birthday, special happy birthday little thing for Amber. Anne Jeffries Beckett, James Hingston, do you want to say that one?
James Hingston, you're supposed to be at the gym working out.
And you're not, you're being sprung. Sue Dickinson, thank you Sue. Jennifer Rowan, thank you Jennifer. Ruth Scott, Kim Price, Georgina Shakespeare, Louise Smiley, Katie Smithers, thank you Katie. Denise Martin, thank you. Louise Melrose Hanley, thank you so much. Chris Rourke, and I keep saying this every time I see your name, Chris, I know I'm booking you in for the next show. So I'll be in contact with you. She's just climbed an enormous, I was going to say a hill. That was not what I meant.
Milestone. No.
Mountain. Yeah. It's done. She's just an amazing woman, and her story needs to be told. You'll be blown away. Kerry Morks, thank you so much, and don't come in for the magnetic eyelashes because I definitely haven't got them yet.
No, she'll order them tomorrow.
Carolyn Hamilton Argyle and Matt Morris, thank you. Helen Harbelow, Wendy King, Cherie Jones, thank you Cherie. Mary Scott and Wynette Robbins, thank you so much everyone for being amazing and supporting this show. We love doing these interviews each and every week, and I love bringing you the most amazing people out there that are still have got that wonderful message of hope for you, and have also lived a life of situations that a lot of us have been through. But you know what? They get out of bed every day and they keep going. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to believe in you and just keep carrying on. So knowing in life that, we're going to put thumbs up and say that you're going to be okay. So good night everyone, and thank you so much. Bye-bye everyone.
Thank you. Bye.